Now, wait for this. Jacinda Ardern has banned smoking. New Zealand has banned young people from purchasing cigarettes ever in their lifetime. Whoa. Prue, what do you make of this?
Well, you were just talking with Brendan about government stepping in and wanting to control our lives, and here we are again. Look, I hate smoking. I don't like the thought of it. I've never smoked and I find it repugnant, but I respect the right of people to be able to smoke. And frankly, I'm all for some of the campaigns that we've introduced here, and it has cut people down to, I think, 1 in 10 now smoke, which is a great advancement. But I still believe that if you do something like this, just like in the Prohibition era when they cut the grog off, people will find a way. And I know that a lot of young people get older people to buy their fags. So how she's going to cope with that? And they're not banning vaping, which is often the entree to smoking. So I just think this is sort of a lot of piss and wind. They're hoping to have an effect, but I really don't think it's going to work.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I used to smoke as a teenager. I mean, it's one of those things you do, and it teaches you to give up, basically. And I can't stand smoking either. But, it was that lesson. What do I do? Do I give up? Yes, I give up. One place you don't want to smoke a cigarette is around the back of the biggest battery in Australia, because the thing might blow up, which has happened in, not because of cigarettes, but has happened in the USA. These giant batteries, which are there to store our wonderful renewable electricity. The biggest battery in the Southern Hemisphere has been turned on in Victoria. Of course it has. Apparently it's going to help store excess wind and solar energy and, oh yeah, make bills cheaper. Right. The battery will cost $84 million over 11 years and has come online just months after it caught fire, as I said, during construction. Daniel, your thoughts on this?
Well, it not only caught fire, but it took 3 days to put it out, and that was just one of the packs, of which there are many dozens. And Tesla said, well, that's okay, we'll put a new software update in and that will fix the problem. I'm really worried about this because climate investors, as they would call themselves, or just investors as anyone else would call them, are making billions and billions of dollars out of this thing. Now, if you're making billions, it pays to actually spend a bit of advertising on promoting this and getting people talking about it. So they're going to talk about things like clean energy and saving the planet. What they're not going to tell you, Rowan, is that the cobalt that's used in batteries is mined in Central Africa by children. So we've got people who are cheering this stuff on, and they're talking about integrity and ethics and the future of their children who can go to private schools in an electric car, but they're not talking about 6-year-olds who are actually pulling this out of the ground. So next time you hear that this is clean energy, or you hear Daniel Andrews talking about clean energy and the future for children, know that he's not talking about children that are actually dying because of this stuff, and there's nothing clean about that at all.
Great point, great point. And Ian Plimer writes brilliantly in his book Green Murder about all the actual deaths and loss of life that occurs because of many of these green policies.